For Canadians, tax season can be a stressful time of year. For new Canadians, even more so. I can remember as a young girl watching my parents try to go through this process as new immigrants, and it was them sitting at the kitchen table, sometimes staring blankly at forms that you simply couldn't make sense of. And it can make a procrastinator literally out of anyone. But with TurboTax's expert guidance, there is no reason to feel this way any longer. My guest today is accountant Susan Watkin. And in addition to having a successful accounting practice, she is also TurboTax's resident tax authority and the editor of the TurboTax Canada blog. I'm so excited to be talking to you about this today. How is it exactly that you help people?
You're a former teacher, Melissa, so like you, I'm an educator, and I'm there. I want to help people to learn in the best way that works for them. I want to help them and how they need help. People are anxious, and we understand that. We're in your corner.
Yeah, very, very relatable.
Yeah.
So let's go one step further. How do you achieve that?
My role with TurboTax is to help educate the Canadian taxpayer on some of the really complicated tax issues that they might come up, answering some of their frequently asked tax questions, and all that's all through the TurboTax Canada blog. We also have the TurboTax Live Assist and Review tax experts that are walking people through step by step, line by line, giving them the support they need to get their taxes done with ease.
Okay, that's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I love that. Another intimidating part of this process may be the time that people think it takes to actually file your taxes. Is it as long and drawn out and complicated as we may believe it is?
It doesn't have to be. If you've been organized, getting your stuff together, and if you're using TurboTax software, it's really intuitive. It's going to really make it a breeze and get it done nice and quick for you.
Okay, so let's talk about the process of opening up an account.
It's such an intuitive software. It really helps us get things done really quickly. It connects directly with the CRA, which is giving us our autofill, bringing information directly from the source, so you have less worry about getting the right information into the right places into your tax return.
Okay, let's go now in a little bit deeper and talk about tax forms, because I know there's like T4s, T4As, OMGs, TMI. Help me, Susan.
Okay. Yeah, it can, the forms can get confusing, but the T4, that's the number one form. Almost everybody has one if you're an employee. So if you've been working for somebody else, you're going to get a form, and it's a statement. It's a statement of all the money you've been paid over the tax year. So how much money you earned, what was deducted for income taxes, your CPP, your EI. So kind of consider it like a receipt of your employment for the tax year. You're going to get one for every employer you've had, and you're going to get those by the end of February.
Okay, this stuff's now starting to come into the mail. So how am I organizing this to make sure I'm really on top of things?
Well, figure out a way that works really well for you, but you've got to keep it all together, whether it's digital or it's paper. Just make sure you're putting those forms in a safe place, because there's information on there that you got to put into your tax return. So you don't want to lose that stuff.
Okay, so there are, I also know, boxes. There's a lot of boxes to fill in a tax return. So that's the part for some. For me, certainly historically, that can get a little bit confusing. So guide us through that step.
Well, this is where, like I said, those forms, there's so much information, and this is where we come back to the CRA. We sign up for the CRA My Account, number one, because what that's going to do is going to give you access to all of these forms on there. It's going to give you access to your RSP contribution limits, your TFSA contribution limits, notice of assessments. And then it's going to work with our autofill My Return. So you're not going to have to worry about those boxes, because the connection between it and the software is going to fill it in for you.
Oh my gosh, I love the sound of that. All of this sounds like a no-brainer. Is there anything else that we need to know?
Absolutely. So just keep all of the receipts that you're collecting throughout the year. Anything that you think could be a deduction or a tax credit that's going to help bring down that taxable income or reduce that amount of taxes owing. So you want to get that, put that all together so that you can be ready for filing your taxes and get the best return possible.
That's amazing. It's a great start. Susan, thank you so much for this wonderful information.
Thanks, Melissa.
All right, if you'd like more smart advice from Canada's tax experts, keep following TurboTax on Twitter and on Insta. Like and subscribe on YouTube, and stay tuned for our next episode on whether you'll have to pay. I'm Melissa Grelo. See you next time.